talking to Josh Cruz now. Josh, you've been with Bank of Dudley for many years. Did your daddy make you come here, or you just wanted to?
Well,
He put you to work.
he pretty much put me to work, and it's the only thing I knew, so
Yeah.
why not?
And we're talking about his dad, Cliff Cruz, if there's somebody watching us that don't know. And Cliff's been a part of this bank for many, many, many years. When did you start to work at Bank of Dudley?
Next month I'll be here 18 years.
Wow.
That's part-time and full-time. Graduated high school, and pretty much the Monday after that I was in the bank.
Wow. And tell us about your beautiful family.
I'm married to my wife, Ashley. Next month will be 6 years. We got 2 daughters. Got a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, and I enjoy, I don't really get on Facebook a whole lot, but when I get on there, I love to see the pictures of people's children and the birthdays. You know, there's certain things that, you know whose birthday it is. You don't miss stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's important that those, you know so many people in the community. But the pictures of kids and to see them grow up, you know, I used to think I didn't get any older till I had kids, and then obviously you see them getting older, which means in turn you're getting older.
Right.
So,
right.
And you're about to see that as those kids grow up. But that's wonderful. And what made you get in banking on the serious side? What made you decide this?
Well, I'll be honest with you. At the beginning, it was a job. Needed a job, and you know, I was going to school here in Dublin and working part-time at the bank, and just interacting with customers. I was on the teller line, and just being able to interact with them, seeing people and helping people and dealing with the public, it just kind of fell into place and was natural, and I'm here now.
Yeah, I bet you've gained a lot of friends through the years in banking, haven't you?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I've learned who people were, connections, and made lifelong friendships with employees as well as customers that you know, I couldn't have got anywhere else.
Yeah, and you're involved in the community. I see you in so many places. You might be cooking or doing, or tell me about your community involvement.
I hate to start, you know, there's things I'll forget, but I am in the Exchange Club. I've been in the Exchange Club roughly, I think, almost 10 years now. I've been a president, treasurer, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm also heavily involved with Dudley Little League. I'm the treasurer for that. I'm also involved with the Friends of the Carnegie here in downtown Dublin. So that's just a few, you know, I'm involved in. Just whatever, you know.
Yeah,
pitch in.
And I agree. I mean, that's why I say I see you doing all kind of things, and it's not just being on a board or being president of the Exchange Club. The work that goes behind that, you know, and for example, the Exchange Club. Tell our viewers exactly what the Exchange Club stands for and some of the projects y'all do during the year.
One of the main pillars of Exchange Club is child abuse prevention, and we partner with Stepping Stone in our community to assist them through child abuse prevention efforts. That's one thing. The youth of the community is another big avenue. We, you know, the Exchange Club is known for the pancake supper.
Yeah.
That's where we generate, I would say, 95% of the income that we put back out into the community, and we offer scholarships to, we sponsor, we have Youth of the Month, Youth of the Year. We also have, we sponsor Star Students, as well as we do the Male and Female Athletes of the Year. We do that kind of stuff also through our child abuse prevention. We sponsor the ACE Award, as well as we have a essay contest through that community. So basically we do offer, you know, the youth is big in our community, and that's every bit of money that we raise goes back out into the community.
Yeah. And personally, that's got to be a good feeling, knowing
no doubt.
You're changing lives. I mean, that's exactly all those things you just described. Y'all are changing lives, and that's why the pancake supper is so important, y'all. If you don't go to it, if you're one of the few that don't go to it, because there's thousands, as we covered every year, but that is a lot of work. but you raise a lot of money to go to these good things. Well, the Dudley Little League, when Jason's got that going up there, it was a lot of work getting it going, but look what it's done. You're talking about changing lives, because, you know, people say, well, how does playing ball change lives? Well, there's a lot of life lessons in that, you know, getting along and.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, I grew up playing sports my whole life. I started when I was 4 years old, and sports was a priority.
Yeah.
Growing up, you know, I played everything you could play, and played on up through high school, baseball, football, and then got into college and played intramural sports and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I did not realize at that point what sports and the camaraderie and the teamwork and just the team aspect did until I got into management here at the bank. Yeah. And I use philosophies that I learned back then every day here at the bank, managing employees, helping do this, run that, and just the team aspect, to want to win, you know, that's what drives me.
Yeah. And one thing about being a community bank and the community banks we have in this town, and I see y'all working together on so many things that makes our community better. It may be a major project, getting an industry here that creates hundreds of jobs, but that's the good thing about living, and I say a small community. We grew up here, and Dublin's grown through the years, but we're still a small community. Mm-hmm. And we have those advantages of being in a small town, but it's just wonderful to see Bank of Dudley working with the other banks and brag on the other banks too, to make our community better, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, yes, we're competitors, but at the end of the day, we all have one common goal, and it's to make this community the best it can be. Yeah,
that's right, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and like you said, you are competitors. I mean, you want all the business, don't you?
No doubt.
Great team of people here. You mentioned teamwork, but as you walk through the lobby, whether it's the tellers or the lenders or Sam or whoever, it is a great team. And training's important to a bank, isn't it?
No doubt. No doubt. You know, that's regulation drives a bank, and regulation changes every day, and we all have to train, and not just for regulatory purposes, but it's for good customer service at the same time.
Yeah. And I asked Jane a while ago, and I talked to her, in her 39 years, what's the biggest change she's seen? And she said, regulation, regulation, regulation.
No doubt.
Other than that, what's some of the changes you've seen since you started?
Technology is one. I started on the teleline, and we had one computer for the whole teleline back then, and I used that to do whatever. Also, we printed every morning. We'd print a trial balance of all the checking accounts, and it was basically the green and white paper, and you flip through there to find somebody's checking account balance. I mean, that was just 18 years ago.
Wow.
It felt like it wasn't many moons ago, but now every single employee at this bank has a computer in front of them. Mm-hmm. And the technology has taken us to new levels. I mean, when I first started, we hand counted checks every week. We had different statement cycles, and you bring a tray up there and you count the checks and fold the stuff to deposits. Now we have a third party that does all that digital.
Wow.
So I mean, that's just some of the simple things. I mean, I can talk on and on about the technology.
We could do another show just on that, couldn't we?
But that's just the simple stuff.
And it's done so much quicker than you standing there flipping through green pieces of paper, I guess. Right. And hitting a button now, a third party hit a button, and bam, you got a balance or whatever it is. But what do you think about, speaking of changes, the changes going on around us? When Jane and I were talking, you heard a lot of noise. Well, it must be lunchtime now because it's kind of quietened out there. But I've been watching it and filming throughout the months here and watching it come together. And matter of fact, your dad took me on a tour early on where we are right now. And none of this was just all nothing in here, you know, and the staircase was being redone and everything. But what do you think about the changes going on around here?
Well, I will say, you know, we're talking about the downtown branch, and, you know, it's been, the process was started several years ago of, you know, basically remodeling this branch and what we could do. basically all of that preparation went into action last September. And we purchased the Thompson building about a year or so ago, year and a half, 2 years ago, and that was the phase one of it. But basically, at the end of the day, you know, we're showing our commitment to downtown Dublin. Downtown Dublin is the heart of the community, and you know, we're showing our commitment to, we're going to be in downtown Dublin, and downtown Dublin helps economic development as well as just any aspect of the county of going forward in the future. It's the, you know, the DDA has done a great job over the last 10 or 15 years, 20 years, and you know, one of the first projects was the theater down there, and that just started, and it's just snowballed from there.
Yeah, we have a beautiful downtown.
I agree.
Wow, we have a beautiful downtown. And I know growing up, I remember the St. Patrick's parades and stuff, and Woolworths and Belk and Penny's and Dunn's department store, places like that. And then those things went away when the day of the malls.
Right.
And but like you said, the last, I'd say 15 years or so, it has come to life. Look at the restaurants where I was in Swainsboro last week, and business owner was telling me they had come the previous week to eat at Company Supply, and they couldn't believe, you know, you could go to a restaurant in Dublin like that, and that word spreads.
No doubt.
And people like them at Company Supply, or Jennifer Schaefer and them, have done a wonderful job at bringing fine restaurants to downtown Dublin that families can go to.
I agree.
And how about the new park up here? We've both seen the plans on it. Wow, that's going to add a lot to downtown.
No doubt. I mean, you know, most of the parking has been on this side of the street where we're at. I think that's going to open up other avenues for those businesses, as in Company Supply and some of the others, and probably will eventually spur more growth on that side of town just from that investment. Yeah,
and on this side of the street, and you're viewing an architectural rendering as we talk here of the outside of Bank of Dudley, but wow, isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it's. I'm not going to say it's fun right now, but the end result is going to be well worth it. It's going to be a fully functioning bank that it's never been. I mean, this is. Was pretty much 4 buildings put together, and it was a maze, if you remember.
Yeah,
and, when you walk in, come about November or so, when you walk in, you're going to be able to see everybody when you walk in. I mean, it's just going to be a better, at the end of the day, it's good for the employees, it's good for the bank, but our customers are going to like it.
Yeah.
And, you know, we are who we are because of our customers.
That's right, yeah. Without customers, we all go to the house, wouldn't we?
That's correct.
But it is beautiful down here, and I can't wait in the future, the next several months, to be able to show you, because we've been filming and continue to film the progress going on here, the raw stuff, as you say, the tough parts you're having to live through. I just get to come in, and your dad take me on tours and stuff like that and see the makings of it. But we can't wait to all this to be through, and I'm sure you do too. But to show you the before and the after, and what we've come through, I guess taking a year or so to.
Yeah, it's going to be at least a 14-month project, but you know, it's well worth it.
Finally, before we go, let's talk about lending. You've helped a lot of people. You have friends now through helping people grow their families or buy homes or whatever. But talk about lending and how you can help people watching us now.
You know, you asked me earlier why I got into banking and why I continue to stay in banking, and it's evolved over the 18 years. I've been lending since I graduated college, and you know, going on about 12 or so years of lending. And I stepped back and looked, and why am I a lender? Why am I working at the bank? But at the end of the day, I like to help people. Yeah. And whatever their dream is my dream at that point. Yeah. And if it's a house, if it's a four-wheeler, if it's to open up a business, whatever their dreams and goals are, I want to be part of it. And I'm going to do everything I can to be part of it. So, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's just helping people.
Yeah. As you ride around town, go to Little League at Dudley, Southern Pines, whatever, and you run into people that you've helped accomplish those dreams, or you ride by a business and say, wow, look how they're growing. And it all started with, might have been a small loan, might have been a large loan, but it all started sitting there across that desk, talking to them. How does that make you feel on a personal level?
When that individual business owner comes back 2 months, 2 years, 20 years, and tells me thank you, that's all that matters.
Amen.
You know, just being part of it, that just the little bit I did, helping them, is so rewarding. And that's why I do what I do.
Yeah. And to grow up in a community, and you know, us growing up here, and I tell this all the time, but so many people helped us growing up, whether we were selling candy bars for the school or a youth trip at church or whatever it was. People always helped us. But isn't it fun to know now we have grown to the level where we can help people and basically passing it along as we go and to help these families. But it's a great feeling, isn't it?
No doubt. I mean, you know, I'll be forever indebted to those pillars of the community.
Yes.
That was not just my parents,
Yep.
but just, you know, I used to just soak the advice of my elders.
Yes.
And basically, I don't want to return that favor one day.
That's right. Well, I always enjoy talking to you.
You too, James.
You always, no matter how busy you are, you always take the time to sit down and talk to me, and you don't even hesitate. Some people say, oh, no, I don't want to, you know, don't put me on camera or whatever. But, you know, when you believe and have the passion like somebody like you, it's just real easy to sit down and talk about it. And I do want to thank you as I sit here and reflect and watch you working around the community. I want to thank you for what you do for our community and for these little lives at the ball field or the youth scholarships. But, you know, Josh, when we're dead and gone, the things that you have done will still be carrying on in this community. And that's a wonderful feeling, isn't it?
I hope so. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, brother.
Thank you for what y'all do, James.
Thank you, man. Y'all stay with us. We're going to continue our tour here at Bank of Dudley. We'll be back right after this. At Bank of Dudley, we want to help with all your lending needs. Whether you're thinking of buying a new car, remodeling your home, or just want to go on vacation, let one of the many lenders at a Bank of Dudley branch near you help realize your dreams. Bank of Dudley, we're big enough to offer the great services you need, but small enough to make sure you can talk to someone you trust. Bank of Dudley with 5 convenient locations: East Dublin, downtown Dublin, and Veterans Boulevard, Dudley, and Jeffersonville. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Welcome back, everybody. Now I have with me Jason Dollar here with the Bank of Dudley. And Jason, we've been talking to a lot of your fellow workers here at the Bank of Dudley about lending, and you are dealing a lot with commercial lending, right?
That is correct, yes.
Let's talk about commercial lending. There's all kind of aspects to commercial lending, whether it might be a business need to remodel or build a facility or need some new vehicles in their fleet or whatever, but it covers a lot of different areas, don't it?
It does. I deal a lot with the commercial side and small business lending, and it ranges anywhere, as you said, from vehicles to large construction projects, working capital needs, and that such. Very broad spectrum.
Yeah, temporary cash flow. Sometimes things just get tough, and that's where
right.
you really need a banker to jump in there with you and help you through those rough spots, isn't it?
That's correct, yes.
Tell me a little bit about your background. I know you got a family, you got a daughter, and you got a child on the way, right?
That's right. I've been married for 13 years. I have a soon-to-be 5-year-old daughter, and then one on the way, due in November.
Okay, good.
A little bit of background on myself. Went to Georgia Southern University, got a degree in accounting, and started out in public accounting with local CPA firm Nichols Cawley and Associates. Worked there for about 7 years. Got a great deal of, I guess, a lot of knowledge and experience in the banking industry. We did a lot of work for banks, so it was kind of a good transition and fit for me to come over into the banking world myself. Been here for almost 6 years at the Bank of Dudley.
Okay, what made you make the jump to banking?
Well, just working in it every day, and public accounting is a great profession, very rewarding profession. A lot of demands on you, and I wouldn't take my experience for anything. But, you know, Bank of Dudley, I really like them, like their sense of family, like their sense of, you know, family time, a family life, good place to work for. So it's a good fit for me.
And Bank of Dudley is truly a community bank. Been here since 1905, long before we were ever thought of. But with that in mind, tell me about your involvement in the community.
Well, I try to be as involved as I can. Right now, I'm currently treasurer for the Exchange Club of Dublin, soon to be rolling into probably president role in a few years. I'm soon to be president of the local Dublin Habitat for Humanity in the upcoming year, and very involved with my church, Christ Chapel Dublin. Try to serve there as on the usher team and security team, and anything I can do to help in that range, and just anything else I can be of help with, you know, to friends and family in the community.
Seems like your faith's important. You go to a wonderful church. I grew up with Greg, and you just have a wonderful church there. I've had the privilege of visiting there, and you really feel welcome as someone that did visit, and that's important for a church.
It is, and you know, churches, like community banks, just trying to build a sense of community and a sense of, you know, you want to be accepted and you want to feel good when you walk in the door. So hopefully, glad you felt that way. We try to communicate that there, and obviously here as you come in the bank.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk to someone watching us right now. Maybe want to add on to their business, need some kind of commercial loan. What would you say to that customer?
Well, I would say we definitely want to try to help you with it. You know, there's a lot of banks in the community, some larger, some smaller. We're kind of middle of the road, but we try to pride ourselves on, you know, being your banker and being available to you, and hopefully being knowledgeable and having expertise in the area that you need. You know, we do all kinds of lending. As I said, we have to run the gamut of being able to do the small consumer loan, but also the large commercial loan. So we get a lot of experience in a lot of different areas. And I think the thing that tries to set us apart, and I like to think sets us apart, is our accessibility to our customer, knowing they can call us, knowing they can count on us to be there whenever they need us, and you know, getting back to them in a timely manner, and just answering any questions and helping them any way we can.
Okay, Jason, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have wandered into Bank of Dudley here in East Dublin, and Brandon is the branch manager here. And Brandon, first of all, thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Appreciate it.
And tell me originally, we're going to talk about some other things, what made you get in banking, and how long have you been here?
I have been in banking for 11 years. I really didn't know what I wanted to do out of high school. I started work here. I graduated on a Friday night and started work here on Monday, and went to school at night and just worked my way up, and now I'm here at the East Dublin office as branch manager.
Wow. And Brandon is a local guy, about to say local boy. I mean, you are to me, I guess. You went to school with my kids at East Lawrence, and staying right here in the community. And I think there's something to be said about that, Brandon, to go to school here, grow up. Your parents went to East Lawrence, and grow up here and work here, and that's got to be good for you and the bank and for customers to be able to come in, and because banking is a trust factor, and to be able to come in and talk to somebody local.
It is. I grew up in this community. I went to school just down the road from here at East Lawrence. I know the people in this community, so it was good to grow up in this community and be able to give back to the community and help these people, you know, that come in and see me. And you know, I've loaned people that have pretty much raised me, or I've loaned people that are my friends now. So
Yep.
it's been good just being in this community and knowing all the people.
And tell me about, or tell our viewers, I know your whole family, but tell our viewers, tell us who your family is.
My mom and dad are Dwayne and Elise Tapley. My grandparents were Grable and Mary Helen Tapley, and Lois and Jackie Allen. And my brother and sister, Brian and Brittany Tapley.
And your beautiful wife?
My beautiful wife, Chelsea Tapley, and I've got a stepson, Cash Platt.
And a daughter on the way?
And a daughter on the way, due in September.
Isn't that great? Can't you see the smile on his face, how happy that is, and to know that you already got a son,
Yeah.
got a daughter on the way. What a perfect family.
It is.
I mean,
We're very blessed.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. What kind of lending do you do on a regular day?
On a regular day, I do a lot of consumer lending, Rangers, boat loans, auto loans. I do commercial lending as well, and also 1 to 4 family mortgages.
Okay. And commercial lending, tell me what that entails.
Commercial lending is business-wise. I do a lot of commercial truck loans, retail lending. It just varies.
Yeah, okay. And you also do, it's schools getting out, summertime, people want to go on a vacation, things like that.
Yeah, I'll do small personal loans for vacation. This time of year, we really have a lot of folks that come in and they're getting ready. The kids are getting out of school and ready to go on vacation, so we can certainly help those folks out too.
Now, I want to make sure you understand that now, because with the school getting out and if you want to go to Disney World, which is very expensive, I mean, it's hard to put out that kind of cash for just regular people like us. So, come in, get a small consumer loan and pay it off in some little bitty payments throughout the year, because it wouldn't be really that expensive at all to pay it, on a monthly budget. What a great staff you got here. I want you to brag on your staff here.
Yeah, I've got one of the best staff, I think, around. This branch runs itself. These ladies, they're a great staff to work with. I thoroughly enjoy working with them. This branch can run themselves. Everybody knows what to do, and everybody steps in and helps in the time of need. So
Yeah.
got a good staff.
And you probably owe a lot. I'm going to be talking to Jane in a little while. She was the branch manager here for many years, and you worked under her direction, but I know you learned a lot from her, didn't you?
Yes, I did learn a lot from Jane, and I'm still learning a lot from Jane. I still call on her from time to time and lean on her. She's been a great asset for the Bank of Dudley, and she has taught me a lot throughout the years.
Okay, Bank of Dudley right here in the crossroads, Highway 80, Highway 29. This bank has been here forever and ever, but very convenient. So if you live anywhere, if you live anywhere in Lawrence County, but we're talking about this branch in East Dublin. So if you live out, if you're watching this in Soperton or Wrightsville, anywhere all out in Conder or Minner or Rockledge or Flat Rock or all these areas right here, you come on in. It's just a few minute drive from anywhere on the east side. So come on by Bank of Dudley here in East Dublin, and like I said, you can be anywhere in the county. If you know Brandon, grew up with him, I know you love to talk to someone, and you'd love to lend them money, wouldn't you?
Yes, we would love to help out anybody that wants to come in and talk to me, and be glad to loan them some money.
Okay, Brandon Tapley here at the Bank of Dudley in East Dublin, the branch manager, calling for any of your needs. And Brandon, like I said when we started, I know you're busy, but thanks for talking to me today.
Thanks, James.